Hello and welcome to our fourth session, and in this session we are going to start building our augmented reality and 3JS application using Blender. Basically, instead of doing raw coding in Blender, we are going to make use of a third-party tool called as Verge3D, and using this tool we are going to build our augmented reality application. I am going to start with the installation of Blender. If you already have Blender installed, no problem, you can start working with Verge3D installation. But since I doesn't have Blender here, I will start with the Blender installation. In the browser, I am going to go to the website blender.org, and here clicking on the download button here, I will select the latest version. Right now the version is Blender 4.2.2 LTS. So I will click on this link and you can see the file gets downloaded. Now once the download is complete, click on the open folder and you have the Blender file here. I will just double click on it and start my Blender installation. I will click next here. I will accept the license agreement. Then I will enable all the options to be installed here, and this is the path. See, program files, Blender Foundation, Blender 4.2. It is getting installed here. I will click next and I am going to click on the install button. So wait for Blender to be installed on the machine. Okay, fine. The Blender is installed. I click finish here and a shortcut to Blender is created here, and I will double click to launch it. I will launch Blender once. Okay, it is working fine. I will shut it down. And now the next tool that we are going to use is, I will come back to my browser, and in the browser now I am going to type Verge3D and I will press enter. And this Verge3D is a Blender add-on released by a company called Soft8Soft. I will click on this website link, the very first link in Google search. I will go to get Verge3D, and here you have various version of this Verge3D add-on available for Blender, for 3ds Max, for Maya. You can either directly download and install Verge3D for Blender, or you can install Verge3D Ultimate. Right now I will use Verge3D Ultimate, and I am going to click on get Verge3D 4.7.1, and when I click on this is going to download. And once it is downloaded, I will click on open folder. I am going to double click on this to launch this application, and I will click next here. I will click agree, and I will see that all the components are enabled here. Then click next. The path is C program files Verge3D Ultimate. Giving this path, click on the install button. Once the installation is complete, you can click on the finish button. Launch Blender 4.2. You can come to edit preferences, and if you come to add-ons, come over here and type Verge3D and see that this Verge3D plugin is enabled. And once it is enabled, if you come on the right hand side in the layout view, you will have two new buttons added. One is the sneak peek and another is the app manager. So when I click on the sneak peek, whatever scene you are seeing in Blender, that will be rendered on your web page. See, now you can see this is rendered on the web page. I can rotate it and see this cube from all angles. So now I will close this. The other option you have is the app manager. So you can launch this app manager either inside the Blender from here, or on the desktop you have a shortcut Verge3D Ultimate. Double click on this. This is the app manager screen, and as of now you are seeing that no projects are available here. Now before I create the project here, I will come to my Explorer, and in the Explorer I will come to D drive, or any drive in your machine. You choose it, you right click and create a new folder. I am going to create a new folder in my D drive, E drive, and I am going to call this as Verge3D, and we are going to place all our Verge3D projects inside this folder. So once I have created the folder, I will come back to my Verge3D app manager, and you have one settings button here. Click on the settings button, and in the application folder, click here and select your application. So I will come to this PC, and in PC I will come to D drive, and in it I will select Verge3D and I will click OK. So D Verge3D will be my application folder, and I am going to click on apply changes. Okay. Now once this is applied, the next thing is we are going to start with a new project. So to create the new project, on the left hand side here you have create new app button. I am going to click on this create new app, and I am going to name my app as Sudhi underscore in AR. And you can actually give your own name in AR. You can give any name here, and see that I am using the default light template, and see that all these three modules are enabled, and then click on create app. So when you click on create app, and if you click OK, a new app has been created here, and you have one folder icon here, and when you click on this folder icon in D Verge3D, this Sudhi in AR folder will be opened, and you can see automatically Verge3D has created some of the JavaScript and Python files needed for building this application. And one important file here that we are going to work is, whatever name you have given to the project, the same name Sudhi in AR.blend file is created here. So now what you can do is, I have Blender already open here. I will close it, and I will double click this Sudhi in AR.blend file to open this. Now when you open this file, you are seeing a Verge3D logo added queue, and then on the right hand side in a collection you have one camera, one cube and one lamp. Okay, I will close Blender. I will click don't save, and now here if I click, there are two icons here. One is the GLTF file and another is the Verge3D application. I will click on this Verge3D application, and you can see this is the default application that has been created. Now once this default application is ready, now in case of a Macintosh machine, see, I will come to my browser, I open Safari, and I am going to type blender.org, and I will come to the Blender website, and I will click on the download button, and here you will have two options. If you have the old Intel chipset in your macOS, you can download this, but if you are using Apple M1, M2, M3 processor, Apple Silicon processors, you can click on this second link. So when I click on this link, you wait, the file will get downloaded. Wait till the file is completely downloaded. Now you can see the file has been fully downloaded, and once the file is downloaded, this is a .dmg file. So if you come to your download folder, say for example, I will come to my download folder here, and you can see this Blender 4.22 downloaded. If I double click it, this is going to launch as a hard disk here. Now if you drag it directly here in your Macintosh hard disk, in applications folder, you will have this installed. But as of now, I have less space on my C drive, so I have an additional disk here called as M1 Satvik. So I am going to use this M1 Satvik disk here, and here in M1 Satvik, I will open the application folder, and in this application folder, I will drag my Blender file here. So now this is around 850 MB file will be unzipped and installed. Then you can close this, you can come here and select this image file, click on eject and remove it off. Now if you double click Blender, Blender is going to get launched. So this is the way we install Blender on a Macintosh machine. You can click here open, and this is going to open the Blender application. Now to install Verge3D, what you have to do is come back to the browser here, I will click clear here and come here and type Verge3D. And now the very first link, soft 8 soft, is the Verge3D link. You click on this link here. Now click on get Verge3D and come to Verge3D. Here I will click OK, I agree. And you have the option for Mac and Linux here. And when you click on this, it is asking you to allow to download the file. Click allow. And you can see this file is downloaded as a zip file. Now what you have to do is, you come back to your Finder, that is, you come back to your folder, and in the downloads folder you are seeing this Verge3D. You just right click and copy it from here and come to your home folder. I will come to my main system hard disk, and in the system hard disk, in users, you have your name user. You come to your folder here, user folder, and right click and paste it here. So I am going to now unzip this file, archive utility. You can select any of this. I will choose the archive utility, which is the default that comes with the Mac. That is, now this is extracted into your Sudhi folder, and you have this Verge3D Ultimate folder here. Now come back to your Blender, and in Blender you come to edit and choose preferences. You have one option here called as get extensions. That is, in the latest Blender 4.2, you have this facility called get extensions, and here click on allow online access, and now you come on the repositories here and click on the plus icon, and now click on add local repository. I will give it the software company name, soft 8 soft. I will give it the name, and I will choose the option here, custom directory, and then click on the browse window here, and now you come to the folder where you unzipped your file. In Macintosh HD, users, Sudhi, you had this Verge3D Ultimate, and inside this come to the add-ons folder. Remember, don't go inside the Verge3D folder. Come to add-ons folder and click accept. See that you are in the add-ons folder, and then click on create. And when I click on the create, you have one installed option here, and you can see Verge3D has been installed. And if I open this, and if I click here and click on view details, you can see the option here, and I am going to click on the button here. And when I click on this button, Verge3D is now enabled. Now I can close this, and on Mac you can see you have the sneak peek. This is going to show the sneak peek in your browser, and when you click on the app manager will open, and here you have to give the path to your application folder. So I will come to M1 Satvik. First I will come back to my folder, and in M1 Satvik, now in this M1 Satvik, I will right click and I am going to create a new folder, and I am going to call this folder as Verge3D. Then I will come over here and select this Verge3D folder that I created now. You can create this folder in any of the location. Right now I am creating it on the external hard disk, and then click choose. And now my app directory has been chosen. So once see it is in the external drive, and I will click apply. And now to start, I am going to click here, and I am going to create a new application which is called as Sudhi in AR. It can be your own name, and I am going to click on the create app, and our app has been created. Now if you click on this link, you can see that the app has been created, and if you want this to be opened in the folder, click on this folder icon. It will open the folder where you have all these files. So this is how we are going to use it in our Mac machine. So we have set up Blender and we have set up Verge3D both on Windows and Mac, and from our next session, let us start building our augmented reality application.